Hey guys, welcome or welcome back to the channel. And today what we're going to be doing is something a little bit different for the channel. We're going to be doing some crochet. And if you are primarily a knitter and you've ever thought about doing crochet, this is going to be a great starter video for you. So what you see here is a swatch of single crochet. It's a very short and dense stitch. Doesn't have a lot of stretch, but if you need something that has that density, such as a scarf or a bag, or anything to that effect, the single crochet is going to be your go-to. So what you'll need is, of course, your yarn and a corresponding hook for that yarn. So I'm going to be, for demonstration purposes, going to be using a thicker weight yarn so you'll be able to see what I'm doing. So based on this particular yarn band here, you are to use an 8mm crochet hook. So when I say use the corresponding hook, or if I'm doing a knitting tutorial, that's pretty much what I mean. Go by your ball band and see what they suggest. So here it says 8mm, so that's what we're going to go with this particular weight of yarn. So what I need you to do is grab those two things, come on back, and you'll get to learn how to chain and do your single crochet stitch. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is create a slip knot. Now everybody creates their slip knots differently, so whichever way you feel comfortable with, go for it. But here's how I do mine. So I give myself at least 6 inches here of tail. I wrap the yarn around my index finger, create an X, don't make it too tight. Slip that off my index finger. Take the yarn, loop it through with that same index finger and pull. Okay, so there's my loop. Now what you're going to do is now take that loop and attach it onto your crochet hook, like so. And pull down, not too tight. You want to make sure that you can work back and forth. So I'm going to give it another little tug here. Again, not too tight. Okay. So there's many different ways that people hold their crochet hooks. I hold mine in what's called the knife grip. So kind of like the motion that you would do with cutting through like a steak or a piece of meat. So just like a knife grip. So that's my comfort level with that. But again, play around with it. But just for sake of learning purposes, try to hold it in the same way that I do so that you can follow along. Okay. So now you're going to let your tail piece go. And now let's grab onto the working yarn from your ball. Okay. Now with crochet, your hand is going to be one instrument and your crochet hook is going to be your other instrument. So what was tripping me up when I started to learn how to crochet was that I started off with knitting. So I had two needles as my instruments. So using my hand as my other instrument was a little bit difficult for me to catch on to. But I promise you, once you practice, you will get it. Okay, so now to hold my yarn, what I do with these 3 fingers here is I wrap around my working yarn. And then with my index finger, I just wrap around like so to create my tension. Okay, so now when I have the tension that I feel comfortable with and I'm ready to work, what I do is take my middle finger and my thumb and grab on to the base of the knot, just like so. That creates a nice tension for me. Again, you are going to work the way that you feel best, and your hands are going to work in that way. But this is what I find works easy for me. Okay. So now that you've got your tension the way that you like, what you're going to do now is always have your hook facing downward, okay? That's going to be very important so that your yarn doesn't slip off, okay? So now for your first chain, you're going to yarn over, hook onto the yarn, and pull through. And again, don't pull too tight. It's just like if you're a knitter, if you cast on too tight, it's going to be hard for you to work into those stitches. So it's the same concept. So as you make that first chain, you're just going to climb up. That's what I usually call it. All right. So now let's try this again. So hook down, yarn over, and pull through. Okay. Walk up. And you see how my index finger is sliding down the yarn, creating room for me to work. So I'm going to yarn over, down, hook is down, and slide through. That's your third chain. So let's do about 10. Hook is down, yarn over, pull through. That's 4. Climb up. Hook is down, yarn over, pull through. That's 5. Walk up. Yarn over, hook down, grab your yarn, pull through. Walk it up. Okay, yarn over, hook your yarn, and pull through. Walk it up. So how many do we have so far? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, let's get to 10. So we're going to yarn over, hook it through, pull through. Okay, yarn over, hook it through, pull through. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, let's do one more. So we're going to yarn over, hook is down, and pull through. Okay, so that is your chain. Nice even stitches, not too tight, so it's going to be easy for me to work through. So what I would suggest is just chain, chain, chain. Don't try to do anything else. Chain, chain, chain. And then when you get confident, you can definitely move on to your single crochet. But let's say that you want to finish up your chain. Okay. Now, if you're going to go on to single crochet, you're not going to do this. But let's say you're done practicing your chain and you want to bind off. So all you would do with that is you would grab your scissors and then you would cut about 6 inches again. All right. So from there, going to do the same way. Grab on, yarn over, grab on, yarn over, hook on to your yarn, pull through. And this time you're going to pull all the way through. And now pull to create a knot. So now you have a knot on both ends. All right, let me zoom in so you can see. So now you have a yarn, a knot, I should say, on both ends. Now these 2 knots, you're never going to count those as stitches. They're just your loop here and you bound off here. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 stitches. So now that you've chained your stitches, you're ready to do your single crochet. Okay. So with single crochet, this loop here, you do not count your stitch that's on your crochet hook. That doesn't count. With single crochet, you're always going to go into the second loop for on the chain. So that means you're going to count this first chain and then go into your second chain. Okay. So, and this is why it's key to not chain too tightly, because if when you're going to go into your chain, you won't be able to do it or you'll struggle. So now that we know where we need to go, and I always kind of keep my thumb here so that way I know where I need to be. I'm going to, with my crochet hook facing down, once again, go right into that stitch. And use your fingers to kind of help you if you need to. Right into that stitch, crochet hook down, come right back through. Okay. Now you should have 2 loops on your crochet hook. Then you're going to yarn over again, hook, crochet down, hook down, I should say, and through. And if it comes off, that's fine. Just put it back on. Crochet is very forgiving in that way. All right, so let's try it again. Just scoot your thumb right down your chain. That way you'll know exactly where you need to be. So let's go in, crochet hook in, yarn over. Your hook is facing downward and through. Okay. Now you have 2 hooks, 2 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through those 2. Okay, that's your second one. Okay, keep sliding down. Hook down and through. Yarn over, pull back through. Always should have 2. Then you yarn over and pull through those 2. That's your third. Keep going right on down. Hook down and through. Yarn over, back through. That same one. Always have your 2. Yarn over with the hook down and pull through those 2. Okay? Let's speed it up just a little bit. We're going to hook down and through, yarn over, back through. Okay? You have your 2. Then you're going to yarn over again through the 2. Okay? Work your way down, hook down and through, yarn over, back through. Okay? Have your 2. Notice how my hook is always down, yarn over and through the 2. Okay? This is how you should be looking so far. So let's continue. We only have a few more to go. So hook through, back through. You have your 2, yarn over, through the 2. Okay, got 2 more to go. Remember how I said earlier, you're never going to go here, and you're not. So hook through, yarn over, and back through. You have your 2, yarn over, and back through. Okay, you have your last one here. Hook through, back through, facing down, yarn over, through 2. Okay, so all your stitches have been worked, and this is how you should be looking. Now, we need to now keep going, right? So, what you'll do is yarn over to create the height so that you can go back this way, but you need to turn your work. Turn away from you, okay? So you're going to follow the same principle. This hook doesn't count, and you need to go into second loop from your hook. So this doesn't count. This is your chain one that we just did. Now we're going to go in now. It's going to be a little bit different. So I would turn my work so I can see what I'm doing. And you see these V's here? You're going to go under both of those two legs. So let me get something so I can show you what I mean here. And you can always do just what I'm doing here. Don't be afraid to pull up and just take this out. Again, crochet is very forgiving. You're not going to lose anything. Just don't pull too much. But what I want to show you is that you see these two legs here, 1 and 2. Your crochet hook has to go underneath these two. Okay? So let's try it. All right, so just push it right back in there and pull down. Okay? So again, and you see how I'm kind of securing it with my thumb and my middle finger to hold, and I have the yarn wrapped around my index finger. Okay? This loop doesn't count. This loop is your chain one. You don't go into that. You're going to go into second loop from here. So that's 1, 2. Okay? Go right in underneath both. Turn and through. Now you have your 2. Turn again. We'll crochet hook down. Pull through both. Okay? Try it again. Turn your work so you can see exactly what you're doing. If you go like this, you can't really see too well. Turn your work so you see what you're doing. So now you're going to go through both legs, 1 and 2. Yarn over, pull through. You have your 2. Yarn over, pull through. Okay? Turn so you can see right where you need to go. Get your crochet hook in under both legs. Yarn over, hook, turn down, pull through. You have your 2. Yarn over, hook, turn down, pull through. Okay? Turn your work so you can see what you're doing. Put through, yarn over, pull through. 2 loops, yarn over, hook down, pull through. Straighten out my yarn. So just going to go a little bit faster because I have faith that you guys got it. Go through 2, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, hook down, pull through. Okay? Hook through the 2, yarn over, pull through, yarn over again, pull through. Okay? Couple more to go. I want to see you through to the end. Turn your work so you can see your 2 legs. You want to go through this one and this one. So right up underneath both, put your crochet hook right up in between, right up underneath, I should say both. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over again, pull through. Okay, we're almost to the end. Turn your work so you can see. Need to go under both. I'm doing it very slow so you can see. Going to go under this leg and go under that leg. Yarn over, pull through. You have 2. Yarn over, pull through 2. Okay? Should be looking like this so far. Everything lined up nice and even. Okay? Now, you have this last stitch. It's very important to turn your work and make sure you get this last stitch. If you don't get this last stitch, then your work is going to start going in like a triangle. It's not going to be even and symmetrical. So you got to make sure you count your stitches and make sure you get every stitch. So this one might be a little tricky, but just take your time and get it in. I have it in 1. And I have it in 2. See, 1, 2. Yarn over, pull through. I have 2. Yarn over, pull through. Okay? So you see what I mean? How it's nice and lined up on that side, nice and lined up on this side. If you skip this last one, again, it's going to start going inward, and then your piece is not going to be straight up and down like you need it to be. So just like the last row, we're going to chain 1 for our height. That way you can work back this way. We're going to turn our work away from us. Okay. And now we're going to get ready to keep going. So I'll get you started and then you can work your way down from there. So again, never count this loop here. We'll always start second chain from your chain on the hook here. So this doesn't count. This is your chain 1. This is your second chain. So turn your work so you can see what you're doing. Go right underneath both legs. Pull through. Yarn over. Pull through. So now you'll be nice and even. I'll do one more with you. You see your 2, 1, 2. That's what you have to go under. Go underneath. Yarn over, pull through. Pull up 2. Yarn over. Down. And pull through. And you work all the way down. And make sure you always count your stitches to make sure you're even. So I crocheted a few more rows so that you could see what I meant by if you skip that first and last stitch for some reason, how you won't have that symmetry. So I connected all of those as I taught you. So you'll have it going straight up and down as you see here. And then once you block it, of course, it'll lie flatter than what it's doing now. You're going to have that curling effect because it is a tighter stitch. So you'll see that here, and then you'll see that here. I didn't block this one, but you see what I mean by having that symmetry going up and down. So that is how you do your single crochet. So if you like these kind of videos, please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you on the next video.